I'm doing fantastic. Anytime here with Blake, Mr. Bepic, is the best time of my life in esports.
That quote's making it, for sure. So thank you for giving me a great way to open up the video.
Yeah, roster change is the name of UGA Rocket League. That is for sure.
Well, it's definitely gotten off to a slow start, Mr. Bepic.
Very, very rocky.
We feel great, honestly. We had a really good qualifier. We went 4-2.
As we stand right now, it's not going too bad.
I think the season's been great. We lost Kozin, unfortunately, but Nanners has really been picking up the pace. He plays really similarly to Kozin, actually.
But this semester is, especially this split, is a really good opportunity for really all three of our players, myself, Lunetta, and Meard, to learn.
We're definitely looking to regain going into the rest of this because I think it's just going to be the same as last semester where it's a slow start and then we pick it up towards the final when it matters.
Yeah, so last semester was my first semester on the team, and I started out as captain, and it was kind of like genuinely a rebuilding period because we had our entire main roster graduate, so we had literally starting from scratch.
Week 1, we had some really good opponents. Yeah, it was a learning experience for us, but week 2 definitely a shaky result as well. However, still have a lot of games in front of us to turn around our season for sure.
And this is my first time really getting to lead a team, so from a leadership perspective and still learning the game as well, it's a huge learning curve, so you've got a lot to take in.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely looking forward to the next week playing both the Texas teams. We know those guys really well, and we've practiced against them a lot. I think UTA always does better against teams we play more often, so hopefully that advantage helps us next week. And then Florida Southern, a team we haven't really ever played, hopefully we do well. We'll see.
Now, the UTD JV team, those guys are going to be tough. I think they definitely have a shot at taking us, but we should get the edge over them.
This upcoming week is definitely going to be the most important week. I think FAU is kind of sliding by unnoticed a little bit at 4-0.
Bruton Parker Academy. It's my student Kyler. Happy to see what he's been doing at Bruton Parker. That academy team has been getting great results. That being said, they're not beating me. I don't lose to my students. At least I don't like to.
So yeah, I feel really good about the Georgia match. We swept them during the qualifiers, so that was pretty clean there. So I'm not really too worried about Georgia. Kentucky, we also swept their B team. I don't know how much better their main team is, but I'm feeling confident against that team. And then UAB, I think we'll win that game. So I'm feeling very confident.
I think 3 wins is definitely doable. I mean, the biggest thing is we keep shooting ourselves in the foot, giving teams goals a lot of the time, and that's, we put ourselves in a hole, and we're not quite at a point where we can dig ourselves all the way out yet. We can make it look like it was close, but it's always an uphill effort is what it seems like.
Bruton Parker Academy, I mean, they're obviously a solid team. You know, Milk is a guy I've known for a while, but I still think we should get that done probably in 4, hopefully in 3, but most likely in 4. Florida, we just played against them and went to game 5 and lost. And Florida is a team that, like, if they're on, they're hard to beat just because in Bluegrass quals, they almost beat Fisher. If we can just play our game and force Florida to be awkward, we'll definitely beat them.
ETSU is a little bit of an interesting story. Another one of my students, because Adrift is on that team. I always rate them pretty highly, but they have some interesting problems at the moment internally that they will need to work out. And if they work it out by the time we play them, it will be a difficult match that we believe we can win. And if they don't work it out by the time we play them, I think we're going to walk right through them.
I don't see us losing to South Carolina. So I'm going to just go ahead and say a sweep on that. So hopefully we should finish out strong in all 3 and go to the playoffs.
I think that there's some new teams that are at the top that are going to be very difficult for us to take down. Texas Dallas is great. James Madison got a huge upgrade getting Pigeon. Florida Southern is very solid.
Ceiling, I think we could make grands. I don't know if we're beating Cumberland, just considering how strong of a team they are.
Of course, Cumberland if I didn't bring them up. Probably get that CECC spot. If I were a betting man, I put money on that. And then of course there's Broome Parker and their academy team, which are also very dominant.
You know, our eyes are just focused on trying to make land right now.
Well, we definitely, of course, want to qualify through the top half. I think that's our goal. Being about the top 8 team would be a decent result for us in the SEL. As far as our ceiling, on our day, I think we're one of the best teams in the league for sure.
If I had to put a label on it, aside from individual and team growth, I would say probably LCQ is where we want to end up.
I don't have any expectations, but I genuinely do think that we have the potential to pop off on those days and make that last chance qualifier and make those playoffs.
I would say that our ceiling, being realistic, is probably about top 6. I think we need to be on our game and get a good bracket in order to get there. But double elim also always helps in that regard.
I think we can make it pretty deep into LCQs. We still got a lot of things to figure out. Some of our rotations aren't the best. We've had a lot of issues with comms. We have the potential to get really far into LCQ. I think if we really pick up the pace, I think we can get our way out of LCQ potentially, but we got to play our heart out to get that done.
Thank you so much for watching my video interviews with SEL players. Make sure you tune into the SEL this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time for Week 3 of the Spring Split.